kapag nagkakaroon ng inspection yung DOLE, hindi sinasama yung mga workers. Totoo ito, ako mismo testigo because nung pumunta ako, random inspection sa mga manufacturing companies sa Valenzuela, and I was informed by the workers each time na pupunta ang DOLE, yung mga workers hindi kinakausap. Ang kinakausap lang management o HR sa isang kwarto at pinapatago yung mga workers. At yung DOLE, pag uwi, yung inspector may dala-dala ng envelope at busog na, bundat ng tiyan. I'm making it as a joke, pero that's close to reality. Okay. So, Dole, are you aware of that? Na marami sa mga BPO companies, walang OSH?
Tama yan, Mr. Chair. In fact, sa ating inspection nung nakaraang taong, Mr. Chair, isa yan sa mga kulang po talaga. Walang OSH committee. And then nasabi po ni Sir na wala po mga safety officer and first aider. Kaya mababa po ang compliance rate ng ating ITBP.
So, you know this already.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
So, what did you do?
Opo,
Kung
during,
nalaman nyo na meron na, ganito na pala, may mga violations na itong ibang BPO companies.
Yes, Mr. Chair. During inspection po, nakita po yun. Kaya again, during the remediation period sa ating rules, sila po ay pinipwersa na magkaroon ng safety officer. Sila po ay tinuturuan paano yung tamang OSH committee representation. Yung ating pong department order, meron na po talagang built-in na dapat merong workers rep. Pero sinasabi po ng BIEN na yung rules kasi sinasabi na workers rep, pero ang sinasabi po ng BIEN, nung huli po namin pag-uusap, magbibigay po sila ng proposal sa amin, paano talaga mapipili yung responsible na workers rep. Kasi sa perception po nila, yung workers rep ay pro-management. So naghintay din po kami ng proposal nila, Miss Mylene, sir, para po sa enhancement po ng ating rules.
But merong workers representative, hindi palagi sa company. Kasi kung sa company, sila mismo gagawa ng kanilang patakaran na to the detrimental sa welfare ng mga workers nila. Siyempre, gusto nila yung side lang nila palagi mapakinggan. Saka isa pa, meron tinatawag na union busting na nagaganap ngayon sa BPO, hindi na pinapayagan. Oh, mali yan, Dole. Go ahead, Miss Christina. Sis.
Magandang umaga po sa inyo pong lahat, and Sir Rafi, thank you for acknowledging my voice to answer that. But before po ako bumalik before ko po sagutin yung tanong niyo, sir, about the union busting for self-organization, let me go back lang po quickly dun sa OSH. Sana po sa ating OSH representative ay hindi lang po natin tignan yung mga visible sa ating mga mata like sunog, lindol, typhoon, but we are hoping from the BPO that you also take a look with our HMO if it's still comprehensive. Sir Rafi, ako po ay buhay na patunay na ang HMO po ay hindi na po comprehensive. Hindi ko po alam kung ang mga kumpanya nagsasambit na sinabi nila na covered ng Day 1 HMO. Pero ang mga manggagawa po ngayon, karamihan sa mga BPO ay co-pay. Kailangan na pong maglabas ng pera. Kung ikaw ay na emergency, bayaran mo ang emergency mo. Check up mo, bayaran mo. Ako po ay buhay na patunay doon. So hiningi ko po ang investigasyon ng committee about it. Then let me go back naman po sa union busting. Yes, isa po ako sa naging biktima po ng pag-union busting. I was told during my time nung pandemic po ito, because I stand for all the employees during the pandemic na tinatanggal po sa hotel reservation at pinauuwi ng walang katiyakang trabaho. Sa pagbalik nila sa kanilang mga bahay, hindi din po sila pwedeng mag-work from home dahil po sabi sa account, hindi daw po pwede, pero hindi sila mailipat sa ibang line of business that can cater work from home. Dahil po sa pagtatanggol ko sa aking kapwa manggagawa, sa pagtindig ko po dun sa tinatawag nating labor rights po, ako po ay lantarang sinisigawan na sa hallway po, katulad po nito. Ang sabi po sa akin ng operations managers ko at ang aking site director, sabi po sa akin kasama ng iba pang mga operations manager, bita-bita kasi, ba't hindi na lang sa kalsada mag-rally? Ito pa po ang pinakamalupit, may red tagging pa pong nangyari, Sir Rafi. I was red tag as an NPA. So kapag buba, ina-assert natin yung ating labor rights, nasabi din naman po ng batas, NPA kagad.
Who did the red tagging?
PXI po. VXI company po. That's why I'm not connected with the VXI. I was terminated at ginawan po ako nila ng mga kaso dahil po doon sa pagtatanggol ko sa mga kapwa
Ay, parating
workers
niyo
ko.
po ito sa DOLE at ano pong sabi ng DOLE?
Hindi po natin naiparating ito sa DOLE dahil noong 2021 napakahirap pong magparating. Pandemic po yun nung time na yun. And I have to really stand. Ginawan pa nga po ng BXI ng paraan na makaalis ako sa site. Pinadala po ako sa bahay para po, kasi magano na daw po kang katwiran nila ay pababalikin naman na daw sa site. Hindi na daw po mag-hotel dahil hindi na daw po kaya ng kumpanya. Pero that's not true po. May mga naiwan pa po sa hotel. They just prioritized people, including Sara Prestosa during that time to be matanggal po sa loob ng VXI because we are educating people about their rights and standing for their rights para continue yung kanilang trabaho. Dahil madami pong na-float, madami pong tinanggal, ginawa ng mga gawa-gawang kaso ng system issue, and during that time, it's really, there's really a system issue because hindi na po, nung time ng pandemic po, nagkaroon ng system issue nun dahil nga po sa kaguluhan sa pandemic.
Okay. Dole, so you're aware of this union busting, nakarating na pala sa inyo. So, ano pong ginagawa
Hindi,
niyo?
hindi pa po, Mr. Chair, hindi pa po nakarating sa, wala po kaming natatanggap na reklamo tungkol sa union busting. Katulad ng sinabi ni Miss Christina, hindi daw sila nag-report sa DOLE because at that time, pandemic daw. So, ganito ang gagawin na lang natin. Magbigay na lang si Miss Christina ng report para maimbestigahan natin. At tinitiyak namin na lahat ng investigasyon namin ay fair at bibigyan kayo namin ng yung IBPAP, baka gusto mag-respond tungkol sa issue niyo.
Okay, sige. Miss Jenny Marshall, membership head, IBPAP. Ano ibig sabihin pong IBPAP?
We represent the IT-BPM industry, Senator. It stands for IT and Business Process Association of the Philippines. So we represent over 300 of the biggest IT-BPM companies in the Philippines po, yung mga investors natin. So just to address some of the statements made earlier ng ating mga kasama dito, no? Actually, nung nag-inspect po sa Cebu, many of the companies were found to have OSH violations, pero karamihan po doon, yung mga violations, yung kawalan ng, or kakulangan ng hinahire na full-time doctors and nurses. Kasi po, in the Oslo, under Department Order 252, merong mandated na number of full-time physicians and nurses na kailangan i-hire for the companies as part of the OSH OSH compliance. Ang problema po, ang BPO companies kasi malalaki talaga. Like meron kaming member doon, Teleperformance. They were found to be non-compliant kasi wala silang kulang yung they needed to hire 8 full-time doctors and 16 full-time nurses. Which is almost impossible kasi right now the country is experiencing a critical shortage of doctors and nurses. At saka anong gagawin we've been in continuous discussions po with DOLE. Kasi it's really very difficult, very challenging tong specific provision na to in the department order. Mag-hire ka ng 8 full-time doctors and 16 full-time nurses for a clinic that you're required to maintain 16 beds. Ang sinasabi po namin, we are now employing technology. Meron tayong mga healthcare apps na ginagamit. Pag may sakit ang empleyado, hindi naman siya pinapastay sa office. Pinapadala siya agad sa hospital for further diagnosis or pinapauwi. So anong gagawin ng mga doctors and nurses doon? Pero ang dahilan po ng DOLE sa amin, kasi daw nasa Oslo. So hindi pwedeng baguhin yung department order. Tsaka po to address yung ibang statement na ginawa ng ating kasama kanina, yung pong nag-inspect ang DOLE, sinabi naman po sa amin ng mga members namin, they were picking yung DOLE inspection team, they were picking random employees along the way habang naglalakad, nagtatanong. So hindi po totoong walang itinago yung mga empleyado. Meron po talagang mga tinanong and actually nag-react agad yung DOLE, although sinasabi ni Secretary Laguesma during our meeting na hindi naman registered labor group yung BIEN sa DOLE. Although pinakinggan pa rin ng DOLE, nag-react sila dun sa ingay on social media kasi nga it's trial by publicity. So nag-inspect, maraming in-inspect among the 100 identified BPOs nung inilabas nila sa social media. Maraming in-inspect. And sinasabi sa amin nung mga BPOs, they were picking random employees while the inspections were being conducted. So hindi totoong walang empleyadong tinanong. And then afterwards, they were found to be fully compliant, nag-issue ng certificate of compliance. Ang masakit po doon, wala namang in-issue ang DOLE na statement man lang saying, we have inspected the identified companies and we found them to be fully compliant. So, yung mga global leaders po, actually, I want to question yung intent nung publicity yon na generate ng social media kasi po itong mga post na ganito na nagte-trending, na-alarm po yung ating mga global, yung mga foreign investors natin. Nakarating po yung post na yon sa US where 70% of our clients come from. Na-alarm po yung mga CEO ng mga kliyente at sinasabing, bakit ganyan sa Pilipinas? So we're very worried kasi pwedeng mag-pull out anytime yun eh. Actually, some of the companies nagda-downsize kasi there's also this bills being pending sa US Congress, 'di ba? Yung Keep Call Centers in America tsaka yung HIRE Act. They're trying to
Ma'am, let me interrupt kasi mahaba na po sinasabi nyo. Sa ganang akin, hindi naman po siguro magpo-post yung mga BPO workers kung wala silang nakitang kamalian, kung wala silang, ma'am, kung wala silang nakitang pagkukulang sa pagmamanage ng, ma'am, patapusin niyo ako. Kanina ka pa mahaba, pinagbigyan kita. Kung wala silang nakitang mali, kung maayos yung pamamalakad, satisfied sila, happy sila sa pamamalakad, why would they post that? Why would they do that? Alam nila ang consequence. So, tuwan sinabi mo, mati-turn off yung mga CEO sa yung mga clients ninyo na pwede mag-pull out, pwede magbawas ng mga tao, etc. So, there must be something wrong. Hindi naman po mga siraulo, sorry for the word, matitino naman yung pag-iisip ng mga BPO workers ninyo. Bakit sila ma'am, let me finish. Let me finish, please. Ikaw, pinabayaan lang kita magsalita. Hindi naman magpo-post sila kung happy sila sa pamamalakad ng company ninyo. Now, let me ask you this. Ano ba yung practice ng mga BPOs naman sa ibang bansa? Do you know?
actually po, very small ang population ng BPO sa ibang bansa, lalo na sa Amerika.
Regardless, small or big, their practice.
Actually, sa ibang bansa po, walang, like yung sinasabing floating, wala pong mga ganong notice. You will be handed a pink slip agad and you're terminated on the spot. Walang 30 days.
Pero meron silang mga HMO, tama?
Oo, meron po. Meron
Okay, dito may HMO nga tayo, pero meron naman daw co-pay. Di ba?
Baka po sa maliliit na BPOs or sa ibang BPOs kasi po as you know, because of the CREATE law, yung mga VAT na ipinapataw sa BPOs, sobrang mahal na po ang HMO ngayon. So for specific laboratory exams, for specific health concerns,
I would like to
meron
acknowledge, excuse
talagang
me, I would like to acknowledge the
nagko-co-pay.
presence of Senator JV Ejercito. Thank you for coming, Senator JV. So, ma'am, regardless kung maliit yung company na sinasabi mo sa US o malaki, dapat pare-pareho yung practice na ginagawa nila para sa kapakanan ng mga workers. Yung katulad niya sa HMO, comprehensive coverage dapat. Hindi naman pala comprehensive coverage yung dito sa atin. May mga companies pala, meron pang co-pay, may kailangan pang bayaran. Diba? So dapat standard yon, DOLE, make sure na kapag nagbigay sila ng HMO coverage sa lahat ng BPO, whether maliit o malaki, BPO dito sa Pilipinas, kailangan full coverage, comprehensive, hindi na kailangan pa magkaroon pa ng copay. Yun yung isa sa mga sinasabi kanina ng mga nagsalita from the worker side.
Actually, Senator, kasi po, wala naman sa
Saka
batas. Hindi
singit
naman
pa po ako.
requirement sa
Kaya
batas.
nga doon sa batas, pwede natin i-amend. Sabi mo 16 na doctors, nurses, kailangan 8 at may point ka naman doon. I do agree with you na kapag merong emergency, bigyan ng first aid, agad-agad, ilipat mo sa ospital yon. So you don't need 16 beds or 16 physicians. Pero at least meron a certain number of physicians that will cover a certain number of employees na on duty at any given time na in case of emergency, mabigyan sila ng first aid and then kung kailangan, dalhin sa ospital. Pero kailangan meron talagang presence ng mga doctors and nurses. So from what I've heard, mukhang wala ata. May mga companies na meron, may mga companies na wala, na hindi nagko-comply. Compliance is what we're talking about here. Yun yung sinasabi ko sa DOLE. Kasi meron mga compliant, merong hindi. Yun. Diba? Okay? Now, sino si Mr. Carlos Da Silva? Gusto magsalita?
Yes, magandang araw po.
And you're from what, sir?
Yes. A while ago, it was mentioned by the lady that there are HMO coverages secured by their BPO
Oh, pero
employers.
bago yan, sir. Sorry. Senator JB, do you have an opening statement?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Anyway, I'm still just listening. I'll just butt in later, no? I'll just listen first.
Go ahead, Mr. Silva. Sorry for the interruption.
Okay. When a BPO, an employer, gets an HMO coverage for their employees, it is normally a corporate account. And the inclusions and exclusions of the plan are dictated by the employers.
Okay.
So if what they bought does not include perhaps outpatient or emergency care or whatever, then it is indicated in the service agreement of that particular BPO. For the HMOs, we would like to provide a comprehensive coverage, inpatient, outpatient, latest modalities of treatment, etc., etc. However, it is dictated by the corporate account to the HMO. So there's nothing we can do if that is what they purchased.
You tell the corporate account that they should purchase full coverage for their members, for the employees. Like, for example, there should be an annual, kung ang tatanungin, dapat twice a year check-up, executive check-up for the employees.
An HMO has a comprehensive package. However,
Kaya nga po sir, ikaw na mismo nagsabi, depende doon sa corporate account. So sabihin niyo po doon sa main client ninyo, sa corporate account, na bumili sila ng HMO na talagang full comprehensive coverage na wala ng copay para sa mga empleyado. Ikaw mismo nagsabi, depende
yes, we
pala
can
sa
do that.
ipapurchase na coverage. O, bigyan nyo ng full coverage.
We could do that.
Thank
However,
you.
as a
Thank you.
client, ultimately they make the decision. We
Yes,
can
they
do
make the
that.
decision, but you can always tell them.
We have always done that. We submit at terms of reference, a complete account, and then it is the client that will decide on what coverage inclusions there will be, because that is going to be that is going to be the basis of the membership fees that they're going to pay.
Okay, Dole, pwede ba kayo rito? Makialap na i-obliga mo, maglabas kayo ng memorandum na lahat ng BPO, HMO, dapat full coverage yung HMO na kukunin nila at wala ng copay.
Mr. Chair,
Kasi pag meron tayong ganong memorandum, ibigay nyo sa kanila dito and then sila ibibigay sa corporate office.
Mr. Chair, actually wala sa rules 'yan. Pero ina-appreciate namin yung suggestion mo. Kasi ang inaano lang namin sa mga BPOs, yung kanilang capacity to extend HMO to their employers, to their employees. Ngayon hindi naman natin pwedeng mapilit kung policy kasi ng BPO yun ng individual BPO. Pero we will subscribe to your proposal.
In a way, parang sinasuggest ninyo na ito yung suggestion ng DOLE na dapat pagkuna ng HMO ang mga BPO workers full coverage. Ipipraise nyo, ikakraft nyo yung policy na yon na parang sinasuggest nyo sa kanila kung pwede. Something to that effect. And then, syempre, lalakad nila, ipupush nila doon sa corporate office nila. Kasi nga, overwork ang karamihan sa mga call center agents. Marami sa kanila nagkakasakit, puyat, what have you. Marami sa kanila. In fact, reported naman yan, nasa media yan. Diba? And yet, we consider them as hero kung tutusin. Sabi ko na nga to halos magkaparehas na yung remittance na dinadala ng mga OFWs natin dito. Tapos yung income ng mga BPO workers natin, halos magkaparehas na. That's why we have to take good care of them. Diba? Is this how we take good care of people that we consider as heroes to our economy? Because they're a big contribution to the economy. Alagaan natin sila. Diba? Huwag tayong maging pabaya. Ang gusto ko rin sana, doon ba sa HMO nyo, doon sa mga BPO workers, kasama ba doon yung annual executive check-up?
Kasama ho lahat. Everything. It's very, very comprehensive. And the best coverage for any employee, may I repeat that, any employee is an HMO coverage. That's the best. Because all you do is you're given a card, you go to 2,000 hospitals nationwide, wave your card, and you can get services there, including in your service agreement. Nationwide, we have 2,000 accredited institutional healthcare providers and something like 50,000 accredited doctors. It is the best coverage for an employee, for anyone for that matter. It is comprehensive.
Okay, Dole, I'll put it on your shoulder na gumawa kayo ng research and study, comparative study, kung anong klaseng practice meron ng ibang bansa in terms of pag-ooperate ng isang BPO company and then dito sa atin. So para maipattern natin, diba? At least para maiparehas natin. Malay mo baka sa ibang bansa napakaganda ang treatment, sobrang ganda, baby ang dating. And then dito sa atin, parang kinakawawa yung ating mga BPO workers. At least maipantay natin. So do a study, research on that, and then get back to me in a week. Is that possible? Okay. Sige
I'd
po,
be
last
glad
naman
to
po, Mr. Da
coordinate
Silva.
with the gentleman over there. I'll be
Yeah.
glad to. I will be glad to coordinate with you. I'll give you my calling card. Thank you.
So ngayon, Dole, gusto ko lahat ng BPO, like I said, mas maganda meron tayong isang unit sa Dole para mag-monitor sa mga BPO companies to make sure na sumusunod sila sa safety standards. Meron silang tamang exit door, tapos talagang merong mga clinic at may mga on-duty na physicians at nurses during work hours, etc. na nagko-comply. Okay? Dapat may dedicated units. Sabi mo wala. O sana kung kinakalan po ng budget nyo dyan, di ba budgetan ko yan. I-request ako sunod na budget hearing na para magkaroon kayo ng sariling unit for that. Kasi yung OFWs natin, meron yung DMW. Sariling talagang department ang mga OFWs natin, mapalad sila. So dito sa mga BPOs natin, dapat meron tayong dedicated unit, man lang for the meantime, na para matingnan yung kanilang kapakanan, mapangalagaan yung kanilang kapakanan. Right? Okay. So anybody else from the... Sige, kayo po, Ma'am Sara?
Thank you for acknowledging, Honor. Gusto ko lang pong balikan kasi medyo natalunan yung pong tanong ni Honorable Senator Raffy about union busting at sinasabi po ng DOLE at ito'y pinasisinungalingan ko rin kung sakaling hindi nyo nalaman. 2015 when we registered the union, Unified Employees of Alorica, it was requested to be dissolved by Alorica to the Department of Labor. Natalo po ang management. So what they did, they terminated each officers. Until right now, naka-archive po ito sa DOLE.
Teka muna. So, natalo yung management.
Yes po.
So, nung natalo sila, gumanti, terminate,
They do the retaliation
right.
to the officers and to the members.
Okay, does that
And
Which
because
no?
of that, so kasi po malaki ang pangangailangan ng mga BPO workers to support our family. So much, of course, naintindihan po namin na we need to prioritize finding a new job to another call centers, other companies. So nagkawatak-watak na po.
But that falls under illegal termination.
That is correct. And aside from that, I would like to emphasize,
So, nag-file po ba kayo sa DOLE?
hindi pa po at this moment. Yes, sa DOLE, yes po. Nagfile
So,
po
sa
kami.
ngayon, is it ongoing? The case is
It's archived, no. Since
archived.
2018, it was archived. No, it's the Department of Labor. Actually, nagsimula to NCMB under USEC Maglungsod up to USEC, sino USEC nun? Basta that's the date until 2018. We still have the papers actually for that one. Maybe you would like to check.
Kung pwede, pakibigay niyo lang sa amin. Kasi
So,
2015 pa yan eh.
yes,
Dapat
yes,
by
Mr.
this
Ar-
time na-resolve na yan kung ano. Pero i-verify namin sa NCNB.
Yes po.
Ah,
And then
thank
also
you.
would like to emphasize, Sir Rafi, in case anybody doesn't know here, marami po sa mga call center company when they gave us contract is not to join any organization or unions. We're not allowed to. So nung nalaman po namin yung karapatan namin, naguluhan kami. Bakit nakalagay sa kontrata? Dahil daw po under PEZA, Philippine Economic Zone, so they have the self-regulated rule. Kaya nagtanong kami, ano po ba dapat sundin natin? Yung labor code or yung PEZA? Kasi kung nakalagay ito sa kontrata namin, ito yung naging dahilan ng pagkakupot ng mga manggagawa na matakot sumali sa organization.
Okay, DOLE, can you answer that? Yung question lang, PESA ba o sa labor?
Hindi,
Code?
Mr. Chair, constitutionally guaranteed right po yun, yung karapatan na mag-organisa nila. Ang sinasabi po ni Ma'am Sir ay nakalagay daw sa mga employment contract. Baka we can check po sa IBPAP rep, Mr. Chair, kung totoo nga pong ganyan ang practice. Pero hindi po dapat ganun, Mr. Chair. Nasa constitution po natin yung karapatan.
And then
po
you should
ng-
inform each and every
Opo.
BPO companies dito sa bansa natin na mamali yung pag-aakala nila, yung pinapractice nila dito.
Madam, baka pwede kami makahingi ng sample ng contract para ma-review namin. Kung pwede,
For the
lang.
contract, we'll talk to our members about this kasi confidential eh. Natatakot po silang maglabas about that. But we're willing to, if Sir Rafi would like to talk to our members, we can bring them warm body
Okay.
to your office.
Sa next hearing
Senator
siguro.
Rafi, yes,
we can
yes,
do
we can
that.
do that. And if maybe siguro kung kay Senator Rafi, they will give the trust. Because we in the BPO industry, honestly, 1000% do not trust the government anymore. Sa tagal ng panahon na 2006, sumisigo kami sa karapatan namin. May mga namatay sa loob ng kumpanya. May mga video kami na pinapump na lang ang empleyado nang ingisay na sa loob. Marami po yan. Because of that, natatakot na kami. Kaya we are really finding trusty people na talaga mapagkakatiwalaan namin because retaliation are very rampant inside. Hanapan ka lang.
Every time na kayo po'y nagpa-file ng complaint o lumalapit sa DOLE or any agency, government agency for that matter, hindi nabibigyan ng aksyon yung inyong reklamo, hindi pinapansin or kuminsan pinapansin man, pero after that nag-retaliate yung company at i-terminate
Yes
kayo.
po.
And the DOLE is not doing anything about it?
Yes po. Kasi most of the time, meron po sa SENA pa lang, ang tanong na sa amin, magkano ba ang kailangan? So,
Who asked that question?
that is being asked sa SENA pa lang. Kapag nagpa-file kami ng kaso, do you have numbers in mind? So, naisip ko, kaya pala ang daming folder dito sa SENA, no? Ang daming kasong nakafile. Kasi, binibili na ang karapatan ngayon at hindi na
Teka
naililista.
muna, sa Sena pa lang, pera-pera na agad?
That's true. I can vouch for that.
Hindi naman po, wala kasi dito ang NCNB at saka ano. Pero hindi po totoo lahat ng mga sinasabi ni Ma'am Sara. Kasi yung SINA, yung single entry approach, doon pa lang bago mag-ripen ng ang kaso sa NLRC o sa inaariglo muna yan. Ibig sabihin ng isinisettle muna as part of the judicial process. Hindi yan inadapt yan ng SINA para mapag-usapan kung kung hindi naman masisettle, ipinapasa yan sa proper authority like in LRC or in CNB.
Hindi, pero sir, hindi pwede yung pag-upo pa lang agad, magkano gusto mo, magkano
Hindi
kailangan.
naman po,
Hindi, dapat may mediation, may pag-uusap muna, and then
oh,
sa process ng pag-uusap, yun, madetermine kung magkano talaga dapat ang pwedeng maibigay doon sa employee na
Mr. Chair,
nagreklamo.
actually, Mr.
Magkano benefits na dapat makuha niya.
Pinag-uusapan
Huwag
niya,
yung outright forthwith na
hindi naman
how
po,
much you need.
hindi naman
Parang insulto po yun, sir.
Po?
Insulto yun.
Opo, insulto po yun. Actually, hindi naman po yun ganun ang pag-upo kaagad. Magkano ba? Hindi ganun. Pinag-uusapan as part of the process po yun.
Correct. Dinidetermine muna kung
I-determine muna. Tama po yung
kung
sabi
magkano
ninyo.
bang benefits,
Oo.
yung
Yung
kailangan,
po muna ang sinasabi.
magkano yung kulang.
Oo.
So, sinusukat mo na yan at
Oo.
meron pagbabasihan yung amount na at the end of the day, mapag-usapan na para maibigay doon sa complainant.
Yes.
Hindi yung pag-upo, right there and then, how much do you need?
Hindi naman po ganun na hindi naman po ganun ang otherwise hindi lang BPO ang sinisina eh. Lahat po ng mga kaso tungkol sa NLRC at saka INSIM. At kung kayo ang BPO lang ang sinasabihan na magkano kaagad, hindi po yun kasi yung ibang mga kaso hindi naman ganun ang nangyayari. Bakit BPO lang ang
Okay po.
sinisingle out?
Gusto ko pong sagutin, Yusek, no? Sabi nga po ni Sir Rafi, hindi naman po kami mga siraulo para i-front yung face namin here. 100% I can vouch for that. And aside from that, may biktima rin kami. Ito po ang aming Vice President from Bridgetown of Bien. Siya po, I would like him to testify about this kasi siya ay biktima nito.
Go ahead, sir.
Hi,
Ay,
salamat.
ma'am, sorry, ma'am.
It's okay po. Yes, ako po ay isang buhay na patunay, sir. Regarding dun sa offer. Nandun naman tayo i-hearing yung kaso. Kaya lang, ang kini-question natin is the intention why you brought up kagad. Do you have figures in mind? How much ang expected mo for the settlement? Hindi ba dapat ang tono ng Department of Labor sa kaso ay dapat patungkol sa pag-assert, ilaban mo yung kasong yan, may labang ka. The reason why I filed po kasi, it's because of being floated for 6 months without pay. So inilaban ko po yun, nag-file po ako ng kaso sa Sena. I personally experienced the process and I was surprised na ganito pala kagad ang inisyatibo ng ano. So sir, if you want to talk to me, who's the secretary of that lawyer? Who told me that? It's Attorney Anatalio? Anatalio? Something like that? That's his secretary. So, syempre, kung paano magsalita ang secretary, tanungin mo paano siya i-handle ng abogado. Diba? Kasi, syempre, nagre-reflect yan eh. So, hindi nakaka-proud na mag-settle tayo lagi sa pera kasi the labor law is there for us to assert and dapat yung pangil ng DOLE nandoon to support that law. Hindi settlement kagad, hindi pera-pera ang labanan because pag pera-pera ang labanan, nakakawalan na ng dignidad. Nawawalan kami ng dignidad not just only for the BPO workers. We're not focusing only on that. Yes, tama po kayo doon. But across all the manggagawa, the DOLE should put dignity with the law that is created, not about settlement of money.
I agree with you. Kasi DOLE, hindi lang mo po pera. Titignan din natin yung reason ba't nag-complaint yung isang manggagawa. And so, meron pagkakamali yung employer. So, kung ano yung pagkakamali ng employer, tignan nyo para pagdating ng panahon, hindi na maulit yung pagkakamaling yon para makagawa kayo ng polisiya to ensure na it will not be repeated anymore, not only from that employer na being complained, but also sa iba pang mga employers. Yun eh. So titingnan nyo the big picture, hindi yung kayo nakafocus agad. Kaya pumunta rito dahil pera. Dapat wag ganon. Dapat tingnan nyo the big picture na kaya nagreklamo to, merong bad practice na ginagawa ng mga employer na dapat tapusin natin, gawa natin ng paraan sa pamagitan ng pag-come up with policy. Okay?